Hey, what's up everyone? This is Fart Pancakes here in case you're new to my channel, and I'm back with another guide video. I'm sorry this is coming out a little late. It's like 4 days left in the event, but who knows, there might be a lot of last minute stragglers or lazy people out there, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna make this video, but just these last couple of days I've had some guildies struggle on this, so I figured, okay, so maybe there's more people that might need this guide. So I'm just going to do a quick run through on how to do stages 1 through 9, and with epics only. Unfortunately, that can only achieve up to 108, not the full 144 out of 144 if you want the top of the currency up here, because you need legendaries, and it's not really accessible to everybody. But the good news is, if you're trying to get all the premium currency, you only need to get up to 108 here. So anything beyond that doesn't really matter. It's just extras if you want it. So get like extra gold or something like that, which you can always get somewhere else. So we just need to get to 108 here, and if you calculate it, you just need to get 12 out of 16 for every stage here with these fist things or whatever it is. So we're just gonna make this quick, really easy for all the lazy people out there, or brain gaps, donkeys, whatever you are, doesn't matter. What matters is if you need this done, I got you. You don't need to use your brain, just follow the steps and this will be really easy. So anyway, let's get right to it.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake.
Alright, so starting with stage 1, we're gonna check mark everything except the box where it's reduced the team by 3 and the enemy HP by 30%. So this is gonna be the team comp that you're gonna use. I'm using a whole Esotericist comp here with these units and a Northerner comp. Alright, so I'm gonna ×2 this because this is really quick and easy. So we're gonna put Isolde down here first, and then we're gonna wait for the cost to go up, and then we're gonna put Santa Claus down next. And he looks like Santa Claus, but his name is Lightlock. I call everyone in this game a bunch of different names, but we're gonna place Lightlock here, and he's gonna heal Isolde and keep her topped up, and every time he heals, it's gonna do some AoE damage on these knights. And then when Isolde gets her ulti, I can go ahead and rip it, and then I can put Tinkerbell down here just to keep her topped up. So the third unit you want to put down doesn't really matter too much. I just like to put down heals to be safe, but if you want to wait a little longer, you can put Raiden down instead. So what's nice about Raiden in this comp is not only that he gives the Lord buff, but when he gets his ult, it's auto and it stretches the range a little bit. And then once this gets the cost going, I'm gonna put Navras down in this corner here. And I know these guys are a little slow. They're coming. So it's really easy and straightforward for the beginning here. I'm gonna go ahead and rip Navras ulti. I'm gonna put I down in the corner over here. And yeah, we just let these guys run. It's really easy for the units that have the auto ults. And then for the ults that we do have to control, it's basically just Isolde when they do stack up on her, and then just Navras when he gets his ulti up and everyone else stacks. So it gets tricky when these mages come out and they start bopping your team. So units might die. What matters is that our healers can keep up and keep Isolde alive. And some people will die, like I did just right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put Kalina down here just to help out a little bit. So this guy's distracted while we can keep these dudes busy up here where Isolde is. And now we just take care of those knights there. We activate Isolde's ulti, keep her a little tanky, and Navras finish off that knight, and then the rest of these guys will just take care of that mage. So it's basically gonna be Lightlock from here, or, you know, she just died earlier from the top side, so we can put her down just to help out a little bit here, and we're done. Alright, so I did realize for the rest of these stages, I can do a run through on them, but I probably may not complete all of them just because they cap you out on 15 entries per day, so I had to do a lot of testing before I came out with this guide. So anyway, stage 2, we are going to checkmark everything except the last two with the HP increase by 30%. And then the team we're going to use is what we have right here. Alright, ×2. And I'm going to put Lunaria down first. We're going to pop her right here. Next unit, I'm going to ready up Idril. And we're going to place her right here. So if you put anybody in these two rows here, they're going to get smacked. And we don't have room for a healer, so this should be enough. And then once we get enough cost, we're going to put Maul down here. Also, I put Brienne to get the Piercer buff so she can get the extra range. Idril doesn't really need it because she gets her global ulti anyway. So once these guys stack up here, I'm going to activate Maul. We get them all at once. And then while Idril's up here, we're just going to go ahead and start working on these big guys because they're a little tankier. And then we'll have these guys stacking back up again. We'll go ahead and activate Maul. And then they should be good to go here. So yeah, we're just playing the waiting game, waiting for these mobs to come up. Again, we're gonna wait for these guys to stack up. And then get them, activate Idril. We're gonna go ahead and activate Brienne here. Idril, what are you doing? Okay. This guy almost slipped through. Okay, I was like, you just gonna let that dude go? Okay, activate Maul as soon as he's up. So that one is gonna be really like time dependent because he might get sniped. So as soon as you see the opportunity to ult, go ahead and rip the ult right away before he gets sniped. And that's stage 2. Stage 3, we're going to check mark all the boxes except the reduction on the team by 3 and the cost regen by 20%. And for the team, it's almost the same as we used for stage 1, except we have Bruenor in here. Alright, so we're going to get some cost and put Bruenor down here first. So he's going to take over this whole corner over here, and then once we get enough cost for Isolde, we're going to put her in this tile here to block off the entrance to this nexus, whatever you want to call it. And then once we get enough cost for Lightlock, we're gonna pop him down and point at Isolde. Then once I get enough cost, I'll put down Raiden next, and we're gonna point him up towards Isolde. And then once we get enough cost, I will go ahead and place down I over here in this corner just to kind of help slow them down a little bit so they all don't just stack up on Isolde there. And then once we can, I'll get Navras down next. So there's gonna be a bunch of these dudes stacking up here, and I will help out by slowing them down and freezing them in place. And then we're gonna put Lily here to heal them up. And then if you want to, you can activate Navras and just nuke these guys down. So everything should be pretty smooth sailing for the rest of the stage. So Bruenor will take care of this bottom corner, no problem. He has huge range and he can take care of all of them while they're kind of like in this countdown mode. So I know they're gonna take out his rage, so you're not too worried about that because he doesn't need his ulti for anything. but if he happens to have his full rage bar before these guys spawn, you can go ahead and activate his ult just to nuke the enemies down faster. Otherwise, he'll be chilling. So I can activate it now just because, you know, so he doesn't get his rage bar taken away. Everyone else here is just kind of auto. So I know this is gonna be really slow, but it's pretty easy and straightforward. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Alright, we have Navras up. I'm gonna go ahead and activate him. I know, they're moving like snails. Alright, so we got like these last 3 mages here. Lightlock will take care of them, and so will Raiden. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the stage here is finished before. So we're, you know, 60 out of 61. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's finished just so it doesn't consume my entry. Just in case I forget for the next like 6 stages left that I may or may not have entries for. But yeah, that's stage 3. Alright, so for stage 4, you're gonna check mark everything except the reduction in the heroes in the team and the cost regen once again. Alright, so this is gonna be the team that you end up using. What matters is that we have 2 ground units here, so it doesn't really matter what you use, and then we need the other units that we have here for their range. So we're gonna start off with getting Isolde down here once we get enough cost. And then the next thing we want to do is get Lightlock down and pointing at Isolde just to keep her sustained. And then we're gonna get our other defender pointed behind Isolde, just so she doesn't have to do all the blocking herself, because there are gonna be a bunch of mobs coming up and we don't want anything leaking through, so it's just a random body there to help her out. So we have all these running dudes coming up. When I don't have a shield on, I'll go ahead and activate. Well, it looks like these guys are low, but we'll activate her anyway just to keep her sustained. And then I'll go ahead and get I down here. And basically we just want to have Isolde surviving. We can activate this other dude, whatever his name is, Ardith. And then if you want to, you can just set up the rest of these guys, because we have all this extra cost. We can activate Brunor, help out a little bit. Just so they're not, you know, getting all these mobs stacked up on Isolde. And not that Maul's gonna do much here, but he's trying his best to help out a little too. So yeah, this is gonna be the whole thing. We'll go ahead and activate Ardith just for fun. And that's gonna be it. So once this guy dies, that is— oh, I didn't mean to consume my entry, but whatever. We still have backups. So anyway, that's stage 4. Alright, so for stage 5, again, same thing. We have everything checkmarked except for the reduction in team and the cost regen. And this is going to be the team that I use. So we're going with a Nightmare comp with the Cultist. Alright, so this is going to be really timing dependent. Just so, you know, you don't screw up. We're gonna save our cost a little bit because the timing of the placement does matter, or I guess the sequence I should say. So once this guy starts walking, I'll put Damon in front of this thing and put Wrath here but pointing down. And then we can go ahead and sell Damon. So Wrath can sustain himself for a little bit here, and then once he's good to go there, I will place down Damon here again, and then Baron down here. And this mob down here only spawns once, so we don't need to worry about that corner anymore. And then I can put down Hollow here. Activate Baron. And then we're gonna put Abizu down here. So we don't want these guys kind of like directly in line with each other, because if they get hit by these like mer people up here, it's gonna do some AoE damage in like a cross pattern, and it'll hurt the adjacent units. So I can put Aatrox down here because there's gonna be no more people. And then once we get more of these mobs coming up, we may have to ready up Deimos just so they don't leak through. And we're gonna go ahead and activate everyone. So Damon will hopefully hurry up and get rid of that mer person, and that should be all of it, so then we can get rid of him. And then this is where it gets overwhelming, so you just have to hope you are doing this well enough, but everything's good to go there. So we are at 32-33. This last mob will die here, but yeah, that is going to be stage 5. Alright, so now we have stage 6, 7, 8, 9. I have exactly 4 chances available, so if I accidentally complete this stage, we'll be okay. Alright, so for stage 6, same thing. We checkmark everything except the reduction in the team and the cost regen. And this is going to be the team, Northerner, and Watcher faction. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put Livian down first and point her down. And then she's good here because she self-sustains and doesn't really take damage. And she's good for CC. And then once Rourke is up, I'm going to put him here and place him up. I like Rourke here because when he ults, he kind of has like an AoE to deal with all the mobs here. And then I'm going to put Light Lock down so we can sustain. And then I'm going to put Olaf. His name's not Olaf. He looks like an Olaf, but his name is Vorath. And I'm gonna go ahead and activate Rourke with all these mobs here. And then I'm gonna wait to have enough cost for Ein and Camille at the same time, so I can place him down and he's not gonna die. So we're gonna put him down immediately before this mob starts moving, and then I have Camille here to keep him topped up. And then once we get enough cost for Bruenor, I'll place him down right next to Vorath and point down. And that's pretty much it. So the only ults we need to look out for is Rourke. When we see a bunch of mobs kind of bunched up here, we're gonna activate him. Well, he's frozen, but now we can activate him. And that should be it. If you want to, you can turn Bruenor on and get him to point towards those stragglers or finish them off. And then Vorath, we can activate him as these mobs come up, and we can do the same for Ein just to get rid of those dudes. Then as Rourke's ulti comes back up, we can activate him once he's not frozen, of course. And then we take care of these guys and good to go. And that is going to be stage 6. Alright, so for stage 7, same thing, checkmark everything except the team reduction and the cost reduction. This one, we're gonna go with the Nightmare comp and Northerners. Alright, so as soon as I get enough cost, I will put Wrath down to take care of this tentacle up here. And then as soon as we get enough cost, I will start placing my tanks to block this little pathway here. So hopefully Wrath can take care of this tentacle pretty quickly, because as soon as he's done getting rid of that tentacle, we're gonna remove him. Get some cost back. We're gonna get Aveline and stack her right here. So we're basically just gonna hold these guys in place, and Lightlock is gonna keep them sustained here. And as soon as we get enough cost for Navras, we will place them down right here. We're gonna activate Isolde. As soon as we get enough cost for Damon, we can place him down here just to kind of help tank a little bit, so our two defenders here aren't getting overwhelmed by mobs. We're gonna activate Navras to help out a little bit as well. And then we're gonna get Greed down. Help out a little bit as well. It's okay if Damon died. We're just gonna get our Wrath down and help out with tanking as well. We're gonna do the same here for Damon. Doesn't matter if he dies, he's just there to be helpful. So we don't care too much about the other tentacle at the top here, because we care more about having everybody alive from this side. Then we can go ahead and activate Navras here. And then we'll get Damon back up again, help out a little bit. He has really fast deployment time, so if he dies, it's whatever. And we place him down again. He's gonna get slapped by tentacles, that's fine. And that's it. Alright, so that is stage 7. Almost there. Almost done. Alright, so now we have stage 8. We are going to checkmark everything except for the team reduction and then the cost regen. So for this one, we have a full cultist team and some random stragglers down here. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start with Cyrene here. And get George down here. And then once we are able to, I will get Lily up here for sustain. And then as these running dudes run through, we will get Decimus down to block them. And then we're gonna have a random straggler left. We block him and sell. Lily, what you doing, girlfriend? Why are people dead? So we have these running dudes coming down. I will block them. And get Abizu here to stop these guys. We're gonna get George back up here. Then we block off here again. We get Aatrox to stop them. Once again, same thing. Block these running dudes. And then drop Aatrox on them. Abizu will hopefully stop these dudes. I think she's good enough to stop all these guys. I had to sit there and debate if I wanted to place George back down, but I think it's fine. We can have him help out a little bit here. But I think a Bizu should be good for getting the guys at the gate here. That's it. Alright. Victory! That is stage 8. Alright, last one. Stage 9, same thing. Checkmark everything except the number of heroes and the cost regen. This is gonna be our team. We're gonna go with this Piercer comp with the Northerners here. Alright, final stretch. Let's get this done. Ruinor goes down first. He has enough range to catch all these dudes at the top. As soon as you get enough cost, we get Nisande down. And then we get Brienne up here. Next, we're gonna have Livian to block off this guy. What's great about her is she can self-sustain, so we don't need a healer constantly on her. As soon as you get enough cost, I'm gonna put Lunaria here, and she's gonna catch any random stragglers that might fly through. And then, once Brienne can get her ult up, I will activate her just to get rid of these dudes faster. Then we just have this little dude in the corner to worry about. I can go ahead and activate Nisande here so people aren't dying. Hopefully those heals bounce fast enough. It bounces all the way to Livian, which is kinda nice. We don't have to worry about putting Rourke down until the very end. So let's go ahead and get these ults activated. And then I think we are a-okay right now. This next knight here is gonna be a little tankier, so we'll place Rourke down to stop him in place. And then we just have these 3 guys left, so we just hope Livian, you know, stays alive long enough, but she can solo up there. She's fine. We got 1 guy left. So she's out healing whatever damage this thing does. And Livian's getting a lot of stuns off, which is nice. But yeah, that is stage 9. pretty straightforward. And there it is. So that should be all the stages, 1 through 9. Getting 12 out of 16 for all of those, for all the premium currency. If you want to shoot for the extra currency, you don't have to. It's just there if you like to be fancy. You're gonna need Lego units, of course. I don't know if you need a lazy whale guide. If you guys need a lazy whale guide, I can make it. Just let me know in the comments. Other than that, this is the completion of the Eternal Spire with epics only. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Hopefully this guide was pretty straightforward. And that's gonna be it for this content. So if you liked it or it helps you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, y'all. Bye.